Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Cars 2 featuring the voices of Owen Wilson, Larry the Cable Guy, Michael Caine, Emily Mortimer, and Vanessa Redgrave, and directed by John Lasseter and Brad Lewis. I remember this coming out and not being too excited about it, but I did see the movie in theaters. In my opinion, well, let's get into it. This one starts off with an action scene between cars, which kids under the age of 5 would not understand because they're too young to know about spies or the CIA, unless if your mom and dad are in the CIA. Finn McMissile, voiced by Michael Caine, is a new character as one of the British spies. I'm not sure how to feel about the character, but I do like Michael Caine's presence in this movie. Mater gets reintroduced, making repetitive lines like McQueen's back and some of the same jokes as in the first movie. Mel Dorado is a funny name for a car, like the road to El Dorado, if you can imagine that, just like Miles' Axelrod. Mater calling the Mel Dorado show and talks to Francesco, voiced by John Turturro, like he's all tough guy to an Italian racer car. That was oddly placed. Japan looks gorgeous in animation, especially how lit the neon is. Holly Shipwell, voiced by Emily Mortimer, is here for Mater's interest reasons. That I can't explain. Mater thinking wasabi is pistachio ice cream is rather too painful to a point that he leaks oil is again too painful and goes to the bathroom, and the cliche jokes where he mistakenly goes to the ladies' restroom is a terrible excuse for a joke. McQueen loses the race because Mater distracts him while McQueen races Francesco, and Mater running away to go back home is rather a family movie cliche. The action in this movie is rather violent and a little too intense for a 5-year-old, or even a G rating as well. They should have rated this PG for all I know. Don't let the kids play rough like this movie did. This movie is mostly about Mater and his spy buddies, and I'm afraid that they're not as interesting of characters. The camera makes race cars explode is rather a dumb MacGuffin to go after this whole movie. Now, time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.7 out of 10. It's not as good as its predecessor, which was the first Cars, because they make Mater the main character, and he's not as interesting as Lightning McQueen. So I'll be back next week with Cars 3, and until next time, ka-chow!